Hi, year ones. Happy Friday. Welcome to our big write day. I'm really excited to get to see all your Gruffalo stories. So let's get started. So we are going to have a look at writing for a purpose. And it says here we're doing the second half of our story, but we're actually doing our whole story today. So we're writing for a purpose, which is to tell our story. As a starter, just a little warm up. Yesterday we learned about speech bubbles. So I have a lovely picture here of the Gruffalo and the mouse. Just really quickly pause the screen, no more than 5 minutes. Can you write a speech bubble for the Gruffalo and the mouse? What might those characters be saying to each other? So pause the screen and have a go at writing your speech bubble just as your warm up. Great, and welcome back. So let's have a think. What might the Gruffalo and the mouse be saying to each other? Well, the Gruffalo might be saying, "Would you like to have lunch with me?" Because he thinks the mouse really is the scariest creature in the wood. Maybe the mouse is saying, "Yes, that would be lovely." You can do your speech bubble around it. Maybe the mouse is saying, "I'm the scariest creature in this woods, and you can follow me and find out." And maybe the Gruffalo is saying, "Okay, I think I will." Take a picture of the speech bubble that you made, because it would be lovely to see what you came up with. And what's really fun about doing this, especially when we're in the classroom, is that you all come up with something a little bit different. So I can't wait to see what you come up with at home. So make sure you send it in. Okay, so today we're writing for a purpose and we're going to write our story. So looking at our steps to success, first we've been doing a bit of labeling. We know you can do some labeling. Um, Parents, if you know that your child struggles with writing sentences or isn't quite at that stage yet, they can draw a picture of the characters from the story, similar to what we did for our word mats at the beginning of the week, and they can label and just write, "It is a mouse," maybe as a next step. But most of us will be ready to move on to our story writing today. But if you do have a child who particularly struggles with sentence writing, um, please get them to draw and label, and that'll be a good start for them. So, looking at writing a story, we need to be able to say a sentence out loud, write our sentence down using our sounds and tricky words, making sure that we're using adjectives, conjunctions, finger spaces, capital letters, full stops. And the top step, look where we have our purple pens, is revising and editing. And that means we read our sentences over as we go along and we make any changes that we need to. Remember, inside the circle, just like yesterday, we want to see if we can use a range of sentence types. So can we ask questions? There's lots of questions in this story that you can be writing, and make sure when you write a question, you're using a question mark. And we also have exclamation marks for those really exciting or loud responses. Okay, so remembering that our story maps, we create them to help us to put the events of the story in order. So we're going to have a little look at our story map and see if we can retell the story together. So let's have a look at it together. I'm going to have a go at retelling it to you just out loud, because remember, before we write, we have to make sure we can say. Then I'd like you to pause the screen and you have a go at practicing on your story map. So one sunny day, the clever mouse went for a stroll in the deep, dark woods. First, the mouse met a sly, sneaky fox. "Where are you going?" asked the fox. "I'm going to have lunch with a Gruffalo," said the mouse. "Oh no, a Gruffalo is terrible," said the fox, and the fox ran away. Next, the mouse came across Hungry Owl. "Hoo, hoo," said the owl. "Where are you going?" "I'm having lunch with a Gruffalo," replied the mouse. "Oh no, a Gruffalo? That's terrifying," said the owl, and he flew away to his treetop house. After a while, the mouse met the sneaky, slithering snake. "Where are you going?" hissed the snake. "I'm going to have lunch with a Gruffalo," said the mouse. "A Gruffalo? Oh no!" And the snake quickly slithered off to his log pile house. The Gruffalo kept walking through the woods until, not the Gruffalo, the mouse kept walking through the woods until she came across a Gruffalo, a tall, hairy, scary Gruffalo. But luckily, she had a plan. I'm the scariest creature in this woods, said the mouse to the Gruffalo. Just follow me and you'll see. All the other animals are afraid of me. Okay, said the Gruffalo, and he followed behind the mouse. First, they met the owl. The owl saw the Gruffalo and flew away. Next, they met the fox. The fox saw the Gruffalo and quickly ran away back to his house. Wow, said the Gruffalo, you really are the scariest creature in these woods. Yes, said the mouse, I am. Would you like to have lunch with me? Asked the Gruffalo. Yes, I would, said the mouse, and they had a delicious lunch together. The end. So that was my go at telling the story. I want you to have a go at telling the story. Remember, you can use as much speech as I did. You don't have to use as much speech, but I'd like you to put some speech in your story. So remember, we have to be able to say our story before we can write it. So you say your sentence out loud and then you write it down. And you can keep the story map or your story map that you made earlier in the week beside you because it will be really helpful when you're trying to write the story. All right, another resource we've made to help you at home, and this would be really good if you want to freeze the screen while you're writing your story. This is our word mat. So at school, we would have our word mats on paper at our desk, but today we have our word mat that you can pause and keep on your screen when you're writing your story. So we've got labels of most of the nouns that you'd find in the story. In this box, we have some lovely sentence openers. So once upon a time, one sunny day, next, then, last, finally, after a while, all of those connecting phrases that we use to start our sentences in most of our other stories. And in this box with the blue letters, we have some different adjectives that we came up with earlier in the week. So we have clever, scary, sneaky, hungry, frightening. Now, you don't only have to use those adjectives. You can certainly use some of your own, but this is your word mat to help get you started so you know how to write some of those words and some of those phrases that you'll need to use in your story. So this would be a good page to press pause when you start writing it so you can keep it up on the screen and it can help you with your writing. Right. So on a piece of paper, you're going to get started writing the Gruffalo, just like we do at school when we do our big writes. The Gruffalo at the top, and then we start writing below it. I cannot wait to see a picture of all your writing, and I really hope that every single one of you sends your writing in to me on the year 1 at the Palmer Academy email address. I really, really want to see it. I would love to be able to print them out and do some marking on them and show you what your next steps are going to be for next week, but I can't do it if you don't send it in. So please make sure you send a picture of it in so I can get it back to you for next week for you to get ready to write your own stories, your new stories. To show you a little bit of how to get started, I'll go to another page. So remember, just like we do at school, at the top of the page, we write the title, which is the Gruffalo, and then below it, you can say by your name. So I'll say Mrs. Madison. And then we get started with our writing. So the Gruffalo is going to go in the middle, just like that. And then we start writing again at the left side of the page. So parents, if you're helping at all and you notice that your children start writing kind of in the middle of the page, it would be a really helpful reminder that to show them, just put a little dot on the left-hand side just to remind them that they have to start every line on the left of the page. That's something that we notice a lot at school. We have to keep reminding children of. So if you do notice that their work kind of veers off into the middle, just put a little dot at the left-hand side and it just shows them where they need to start. So the Gruffalo by Mrs. Madison. Now let me have a look at my story map because that will help me. Oh, right. One sunny day or once upon a time. I think I'll use one sunny day, which I see right there on my word mat. So it's good to keep your word mat screen up. One sunny day, a clever mouse went for a stroll in the deep, dark wood. Full stop. One sunny day, a clever mouse went for a stroll in the deep, dark wood. See how I'm reading my sentence over? It's really important because we can have a look to see if we've missed words, to see if we've missed our spellings, or to see if we haven't put capital letters or full stop. So first, she met a sneaky, sly fox. First, she met a sly fox. Full stop. First, she met a sly fox, making sure that I have a capital letter on first and a full stop at the end. Where are you going? Asked the fox. Full stop. Where are you going? Asked the fox. Now I've written a sentence, so I'm going to go back to the beginning and read it over to see how my story flows. So, one sunny day, a clever mouse went for a stroll in the deep, dark wood. First, she met a sly fox. Where are you going? Asked the fox. I am having lunch with a Gruffalo, said the mouse. Oh no, said the fox, and he ran away to his underground house. Oh no, said the fox, and he ran away to his underground house. Full stop. Now let's have a little look at what I've come up with so far, and let's see where we've used our steps to success. So I'm going to get my special pink pen to get started. See if I can get a nice pink pen. There we go, that's a better pink color. And this is where I'm going to look for all the ways that I did use my steps to success. So hopefully that's a pink. Looks like it's a pink. There we go. Getting better at using this smart notebook. One sunny day. Well, that is a lovely opener that we've taken right from our word mat. So that's a great opener. One sunny day. And I see I've got a capital letter at the start of my sentence. So that's fantastic. One sunny day, a clever. What kind of word is clever and why have I circled it? Have a think. Have a think and let me know. Why have I circled it? What kind of word is it? That's right. It's an adjective. And an adjective helps to describe my noun. Well, it describes my noun. So we're describing the mouse. The mouse is clever. So that's giving our story more detail. It's making it more interesting to read. One sunny day, a clever mouse went for a stroll. And I like that I've used two L's at the end of stroll because that means I know my spelling rule. If it's at the end after a vowel, I need to use two L's. Went for a stroll in the deep, dark wood. And again, we've got some nice adjectives on deep, dark wood. And what's this at the end? A full stop. So already I've met some of my steps to success. Then I've got my capital letter on first, and first is a good transition word. When we look back at our box of transition words, I'm using first, which isn't on there, but it could be. Let's add it. I have to say, Year-1, I do think my computer handwriting is getting a little bit better. I might be at nursery level now. So first, she met a sly fox. Look, that's a nice adjective to describe the fox. Where are you going? Asked the fox. Ooh, what have we learned in our reading lessons? When we see that word asked, what kind of sentence comes before it then? It would be a telling sentence or a asking sentence when we see the word asked. That's right, it's an asking sentence, which is a question. So I've used a question mark, which was on my steps to success. Can I use a question mark? Asked the fox. I'm having lunch with a Gruffalo, said the mouse. And I like that I've spelt tricky words said correctly. Quick question though, why have I put a capital letter on mouse and fox? Why have I put a capital letter on fox and mouse? Pause the video or shout it out at the screen. Why have I used a capital letter on fox and mouse? It's not the start of my sentence. But that's right, they are the names of the characters. And if it's a name, it needs a capital letter. So well done for catching me on that. Oh no, said the fox. Oh no. What's this that I've used? Why have I pinked that one? That's right, that punctuation is an exclamation mark. And we know we use an exclamation mark if something's very loud or exciting. And we know that the fox shouted, "Oh no!" because the Gruffalo was such a terrifying creature. The poor fox was so frightened, he screamed, "Oh no!" and he ran away to his underground house. Perfect. So we've got our capital letter at the start, we've got our capital letter on the name, and we've got our full stop at the end. Now, there is something I think I could make a little bit better. We know that "oh no" is a big exclamation from the fox. So do you think "said" is the best word to say how he said it? I don't think so. Said is a very normal way of speaking, and the fox wasn't speaking in his normal calm voice or his normal sly voice. He was shout. I'm going to give it away to you. I don't want to give it away. What kind of word could I use to say, what verb could I use to say how the fox said, "Oh no"? What do you think? Tell the screen. 3, 2, 1. We could use a few different verbs. We could say he was shouted, the fox. "Oh no," shouted the fox. It's another word that means the same thing as shouted, or to say something loudly. "Oh no," yelled the fox. "Oh no," cried the fox. "Oh no," screamed the fox. So lots of different verbs that we could use there. And he ran away to his underground house. So I've had a little go at getting you started on your story. We've had a little look at my story to see where I've used the steps to success. And now it's your turn to have a go at writing your story. Remember, if you get stuck and you can't remember what comes next, you go back to your story map and you have a look at where you are so far. So lots of good writing. Use your word mat that we've made. This one right here, you can press pause and use it. Make sure that you are using your story map to help you keep them in order, and always, always, always read your work over, because that's how you're going to know if you've made any mistakes. So well done. Really, really good work, boys and girls. So far on this unit. It's hard to do a writing unit at home, and I've been really, really pleased with what I've seen you send in. So this is our big write. This is the big day. If you need to take a little break in the middle and go and have a snack or do something else and come back to it, you can definitely do that. We do that at school sometimes. We might write the first half in the morning and take a little break and do the second half in the afternoon. So you don't have to do it all in one go, but I want you to really focus on making your story the best Gruffalo story you've written so far. And I cannot wait to read them. So send them in and have a lovely week.